Okay, you want to know how racist this Manchester United fan base is? Just look at how they are losing their heads today because of that picture I've put up there of Garnacho wearing a Marcus Rashford shirt. What has he really done wrong? What is wrong with that picture? What is wrong with what Garnacho is wearing? Somebody tell me. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with what Garnacho is wearing? What is wrong with that shirt? Because it seems to me like the only reason you're all triggered is because he's wearing a shirt of Marcus Rashford, played for Aston Villa, his friend, somebody that he knew for a while. That's the only reason why you mad at him. That's the only reason why you hating him now because he's wearing a Marcus Rashford shirt. He wore a Ronaldo shirt. Nobody gave a fuck. He wore a Messi shirt. Nobody gave a fuck. What has Marcus Rashford actually done to you lot? Because to me, it seems like you all, the hate for Marcus Rashford is nothing to do with his football anymore. It's purely down to racism. Look at that Mark Goldbrick guy, the way he's losing his shit. Like as if Rashford refused to shag his mom, or you know, or his wife, or his girlfriend, or his boyfriend. I can't put a finger to it, man. Right. The only reason why you hate Rashford is because he's black and he's rich and he's talented. Because you don't hate him because of his football anymore. Because he's gone somewhere else, he's played football. And today you're turning that hate onto Garnacho, who did nothing wrong. Because every player does it, as you can see. Hamad is wearing a Brighton shirt of a Dingro. When some people are just stars, you can't dim their stars. Marcus Rashford is one of those people. Marcus is one of those people where you cannot dim them no matter what you do. Your hate is just gonna keep hitting you. Like I've seen people hating themselves because they hate Rashford. And you cannot dim it because he's meant to be that way. He's meant to be that guy. He's that guy, Marcus. He's that guy. Whether you like him or not, he's not going anywhere. If he's just gonna go to do better things for himself, whether in football or elsewhere, as he's proven, he's done with charity. He's doing it with charity. And now you're turning it against Garnacho. You don't hate Garnacho. You hate Rashford. You hate the fact that he's wearing a Rashford shirt because, like I said, it's what a Ronaldo shirt is what a Messi shirt. He wore a Bruno shirt. There was no uproar like this. And it's only because he's wearing it now, he's decided to wear a Marcus Rashford shirt. All of a sudden, it becomes an issue with this racist fan base. I tell you, I know some racist people, and I've only just realized these people are racist. And I used to sit with these people and watch football together with them. And when I deep it now, the language they've been using whilst watching football, whilst watching certain players play, players like Paul Pogba, players like Sancho, players like Marcos, players like you know the standards. You know what I'm talking about. They use certain language to describe these players. But then I started to sit back. I see myself in these people. I'm like, oh wait, you don't hate the football. You hate the way it dresses. You hate the clothes he wears. You hate the cars he drives. You hate the lifestyle he lives. He can afford to live it. Not the football. You hate the fact that he can cut his hair the way he wants. He can make his hair to what he wants. He can style it to what he wants. You don't hate their football. You just hate their culture, hate their lifestyle, hate who they are, hate the color of their skin. And I used to sit with people like this, watch football with them, and I've just clocked now that there's so much undertone, racial undertone in what they use. Because you can't tell me you're gonna hate Garnacho for wearing a number 9 shirt that says Rashford at the back of it. You lot are deranged. You lot are incels. You lot are cretins. You lot are, this fan base is the worst fan base. It's the worst fan base. If I don't see why any player wants to come here apart from getting paid a lot of money. Look at the shit Ahmad is wearing. Nobody's talking about it because obviously Adingra is not. He's a footballer, but he's not a superstar, is it? Rashford is a footballer and a superstar. He's not a wall-star player. He's a superstar. So let's get that straight. He's not a world-class player, but he's just a superstar off the pitch and on the pitch. He's a superstar. So there's a difference between him and Messi and Ronaldo. Ronaldo's a world class. Messi's a world class. Rashford is classed in the superstar section, where you cannot, whatever you do, you'll be able to bring him down. So your racism towards him just showed today by Garnacho wearing a Marcus Rashford shirt. Give your head a wobble. Like I said, I used to see with some people. I just realized now that those people actually hate the person that look like me. So that means you hate my kids. Strange people out there, very strange people. United fan base, you all strange as fuck. Disgrace. This fan base is a disgrace. Wow, how can you get angry over someone wearing a shirt that says Marcus Rashford at the back? How can you get angry at that? Why? What would trigger you that much? What really would trigger you to this point that you hate Garnacho because he wore a Marcus Rashford shirt? What's the problem? Look at Ahmad, he's wearing another shirt. Look at Bugatti, what another shirt. Look at Dogo, what another shirt. But like I said, you cannot get rid of the superstar in Marcus Rashford. You cannot, no matter what you do, because some people are built like that. If you're not a superstar, you can't blame Marcus Rashford for your failure in football, for attempting to play football and you failed, or your parents pushing you to play football and they all fail. And I tell you, people like Mark Goldbridge, that guy, oh, I don't even know how to describe him. I don't know what to describe him. I don't have the words to describe Mark. Because the only thing I can think of, Marcus refused to shag Beth. He refused to shag his wife. He refused to shag his mom. Because this is how you're supposed to be talking to these people now. This is how we're supposed to be talking to them. Because these people now, right, you can clearly see the hate towards Rashford is nothing to do with football. They hate the fact that he's a local lad, he's gone on to succeed, and he's not letting anyone hold him at ransom. He's not letting anyone bully him. But I know locals in this place, in this Manchester, in this Old Trafford, in this Stockport, in this um, The surroundings, the local areas, I know them that failed. You look at them every day, they walk past, they failed at football and they hate Rashford. And you can see why they hate Rashford because Rashford is the 1%, it's part of the 1% that succeeded for Manchester. But you lot are absolute cretins. You lot are absolute disgrace. Top Reds, top Reds, they're the worst people ever. And you go to Old Trafford, they're the racist ones, match going fans. Don't let anybody fool you. Don't let anybody tell you that match going fans are not racist. They are racist. They are worse than the ones online. Because I've seen them, I've heard them. I know people that have seen them. I know people that have heard them. Match going fans are just as worse, as bad as the online trolls. And that's why I'm not worried about calling them out when I'm online. I call you out. I don't care who you are. I don't care if I know you. I'll still call you names. Just you're fucking racist, right? You're fucking failure. There's no other reason you can hate Marcus Rashford, not his football, because we know he's talented at football. We know that. So that again, you cannot take that away from him. But he's not allowed to have a bad season or 2 seasons. But other players are allowed to do that, right? But you can't get past the one bad season he's had. You can't get past the 2 seasons he's had. But then you're extending the hatred towards Garnacho for wearing a shirt that says Marcus Rashford at the back, number 9, Aston Villa. Your lives are sad as fuck. And I know some of you. I know some of you personally. I know some of you suffering inside. Whatever is hitting you up, you just need to let it go. Because, like I said, you can't take the superstar and out of Marcus Rashford. You cannot do that. You know, I was one of those people where I think I was brainwashed in hating him, in coming after him, in questioning his ability. But then after some time, I peeped it. People like Gary Neville, people like Roy Keane, people like Paul Scholes, people like, the guys at the other channels. Rashford refused to give them access, and now all of a sudden they all hate him. I don't care what Gary Neville has won. I don't care what Paul Scholes have won. I don't care what Roy Keane has won. I don't care what any of them has won. That's their generation. That's their time. I don't care about that. Right? They're legend. They're club legends. But because the guy refused to give them access, they all turn on him. They turned on the local lad. This is why you can't trust any Manchester United, out there fans. I'll tell you, if they can turn on their own, they will turn on you at any time. Can't trust them. Manchester United fans are like the American politicians or British politicians. You know, they only sing your name when doing good for them. As soon as you have a bad season, they all abandon you. They will leave you and get out to dry. That's Manchester United fans. You cannot trust them. Like you watch the current situation in the Middle East. Yeah, there were some peace talks going on between Israel or between America and Iran. Then America left them to dry. That's who they are, Manchester United fans. Cretins. And I know some of them personally. I tell you what, like I said, now that I've clocked it, I can never see with these people again. I can never watch football with these people again. I can never chat to these people again about football because I cannot hide my hatred for them now. Because I know the only reason they hate Rashford is because of his lifestyle, the clothes he's wearing, the shoes he's wearing, the chain he's wearing, the you know the glasses. I don't know, the cars he drives, whatever. You know, That's the only reason why they hate him. Not his football. No. Now they extended that hatred towards Garnacho. But again, you cannot kick somebody out of the club, somebody that already wants to leave. I'm glad Garnacho wants to leave. He needs to leave. Ahmad, the sooner he leaves this club, the better because he's gonna turn people gonna turn against him. After Garnacho, if he stop performing, Ahmad is gonna be the next one. Jude Bellingham. I'm so happy their parents didn't let them sign for Manchester United or any Premier League club. Send them abroad. They've never had an issue abroad with any press or any fan base apart from their own fan base when they play for England. So the Bellingham family, they're doing things the right way. Absolutely. I bet Marcus Rashford mom. I don't think she would change it, but she probably would have sent him abroad. Let me go play abroad. But she was proud to let her son play for Manchester United, the local team he supported. But all of a sudden, this fan base, disgusting, absolutely disgusting fan base, they're turning on their own players, their own local players. You cannot trust a Manchester United fan. If they can turn on their own, they will turn on anyone. Match going fans are the worst. I've been telling you this. They are the worst people I know. Match going fans. Online trolls, they're just trolls. But these people go on, they see these players play football every day, every week in, week out. And some of the stuff that comes out of their mouth against certain players playing for the club, it's disgusting. And that's why, like I said, I know some of these people personally. I can never watch football with them again. I can never sit down and chat to them about football because their racism got exposed this year. Yeah, they don't hate Marcus Rashford for anything else, not his footballing. They hate him because of ways, you know, it's a black lad, local lad, grew up in Manchester, play for his local team, succeeded, he's making a lot of money, you know, where they failed to succeed. So they hate him because of that. And now they're turning that hate onto Garnacho for wearing a shirt. You know how sad your life have to be. You must be having a really shitty day or shitty life, you know, if you're married with your partner or if you have kids with your kids. You must be failing at whatever around you. For you to look at this picture and go, oh shit, I fucking hate Garnacho now. I fucking hate him because he's disrespecting the club. He's wearing a Marcus Rashford shirt. Go suck your mum. Somebody tell me again, man. Because I'm tired of it. Tired of this fan base. They're disgusting. Look at Ahmad wearing a perfectly brightened blue and white shirt there, right? There's no issue with Ahmad wearing that shirt. Obviously, Ahmad is a superstar as well. It's getting to the point where he's going to be a superstar. He's already, he's going to kill it. We know that. That is Ahmad coming through, with that shirt there, right? There's no issue. Nobody's talking about Ahmad wearing that shirt. So why is everyone having a go at Garnacho for wearing a Marcus Rashford shirt? Somebody answer me, because again, to me, it feels like your racism is the one killing you. It's something that's showing, it's clearly telling this particular um, picture of Garnacho. Well, how old is Garnacho? 20? You know, you've got 40, 50-year-old people, 30 some people like me that are older than him, just constantly hating on these players, man. Right? Do you have a sad life? Is your life really that sad? You know, because for you to get triggered by a shirt, a football shirt, okay, I can understand a rival shirt. I can't even call Aston Villa rivals. When did we become rivals? Mark Goldbridge called them rivals. What the fuck? What the hell? He called Aston Villa the rivals. What? When did you become rivals with Aston Villa? When did Manchester United become rivals with Aston Villa? We've oh my God. Jesus Christ. I'm tired, man. I'm tired of listening to these people online, these trolls, and these match going fans pretending to love their players. I know Amadi will be next. I know Kobe Mino will be next. After Rashford is gone, Sancho is gone, Pogba. I know these people will be next. And I've told people, if you questioned what Rashford wears rather than his football, it's on you because you know you're insecure in your life, absolutely insecure in your life, right? You know you cannot pull those clothes off. You might think it looks ridiculous, but if you try them, you look worse than Rashford. I know some of you. I know. You're not even brave enough to try your own shit. You stick to black and white. You stick to all black. You stick to all white. You stick to all. Stick to the same colors. You're not brave enough to step out of your comfort zone. And the people that are doing that, and you're sitting there judging them. Man, go suck your mom again once more. I just know Garnacho did nothing wrong. Garnacho and Ahmad, both of them did nothing wrong. They both wearing opposition shirts. Brighton, Ahmad is friends with Adingra and then from the same country. Okay, understandable. Garnacho has known Rashford since he was a kid. He joined the club. They became friends, and he's wearing that. There's nothing wrong with that. Like Paul Pogba was wearing a Real Madrid shirt today, the other day. What's wrong with that? Nothing. These people, they appreciate each other. Weird, weird people, man. Tired. How's that even gonna make back page? That picture is gonna make back page. In fact, it's gonna make front page. Garnacho wearing a Marcus Rashford. That's why I said you cannot take the superstar away from Marcus Rashford. He's a superstar. He's not a world class player, but he's a superstar. Some people are just born to be superstars. And he's one of those people. Rashford is a superstar. No matter what you do, you cannot dim his light because his light is already, you know, his flame will continue to burn until he retires, until he stops playing. And even when he stops, people continue to stop talking about him. And I realized that at some point after I went, like, why am I actually hating on Rashford? Why? What did you do wrong? What did you do wrong? When I start dipping it, I start to dip it, and I realized he didn't actually do anything wrong. Rashford didn't do anything wrong to anyone. That's when I took a step back and say, no, nah, allow it, because he did not do anything wrong to anyone. Not to me, not to the club. He's never disrespected the club. Obviously, he's gone out drinking, he's gone out partying, he's gone out with his friends. Yes, he's a human being. People need that. But if you look up to them as your role models, that's your problem. That's your fault. They never ask you to look up to them. You're doing it on your own. The same way they never ask you to go pay your money to go watch football. That's on you, fucking idiot. That's why this fan base is just racist, man. It's just racist. There's no other way I can put it anymore. double standards on the racism in football, especially at Manchester United, especially at the fan base, within the fan base. It is mad. Oh, he dresses like he thinks he's a rapper. What's wrong with rappers? Why do you hate rappers so much? Yeah, what's the issue with rappers? Now I need to explore these issues because one of my favorite human being in the world is a rapper. It's not even a footballer. So hip hop is a global. You know. So what's wrong with them? What's wrong with rappers, people? Oh, they think they're rappers. They think they're artists, or they think they're what other stuff? What did they use to describe them? All those stereotypes they use. You know, it's not really racist depending on the context. But when he's using a negative way to describe people like Marcus Rashford, to describe people like Sancho, Paul Pogba, Zaha, they use those language to describe them. Oh look, they've gone to America, they think they're rappers. Fuck off, man. Get a life. Get a fucking life. If this guy wants to wear a Gucci jacket, let him wear a Gucci jacket. Who said only rappers can wear Gucci or Louis Vuittons or you name it? You wear it yourself, yeah. So do you think you're a rapper? You just wear the basic ones that you think you can pull off. These guys, they wear special clothes that get sent to them because they're superstars. They wear the extravagant stuff where, they look different to you, the ones you wear. You go and shop at the same place where you attempt to shop at the same place where they shop, but you can never buy what these guys are wearing, even though you could probably afford it. But you look at yourself, you thinking you look absolutely ridiculous in them. They don't think like that. They don't think the way you think. So that does not make him feel like he's a rapper. It's just him expressing himself. But you, because you're so blinded by your racism, and you think that's the only thing that comes to your mind. Oh, he thinks he's a rapper. Do you think you're a drug dealer because you smoke weed? Or do you think you're a drug dealer because you take other forms of drugs? No, you know. You just take them because you enjoy taking them. So if people are wearing clothes and you look at them thinking you start judging them from what they're wearing, because in your head it's a negative way of dressing, mate, you're a racist, mate. If you think the way Rashford dresses, think he's a rapper, it's your racism. You need to look at that again. You need to sit down, actually listen to what you say when you say these things. Because it's your racism that's impacting that, that's telling you that, you know. But you cannot get angry at Garnacho. Stop the nonsense, stop the cap, stop the cap, mate. He didn't do anything wrong. You're all doing everything wrong, apart from the people that you hating. sad case, I feel sorry for. Well, I don't feel sorry for him because the guy's a strong, strong lad. Because Rashford is very strong. You know, his mentality. Half of you don't have this mentality. Half of you break down. Half of you end up crying. Half of you end up depressed if you go through half of what this guy has been put through on a daily or weekly, yearly basis. Some of you just, if somebody looks at you, you get angry. You question it. Why are you looking at me? Why? Why are you looking at me? Let these people fool you. There's a video of Mark Goldberg actually losing his shit. I don't watch his channel. I don't watch it at all. You know, now Aston Villa wants Messi Mount. I mean, look at him. He's commented underneath Garnacho's picture, Mark Goldbridge. Bang out of order. All of us who have backed you. Wow. It's a big up yours to United fans. Rashford commented underneath my brother with a red heart, you know. And that's who they are behind the scene. You don't know these people. These people are close friends. Mark, they don't know you. You're not friends with them. Why are you losing your rags like that? Bang out of order to all of us who have backed you. Who asked you to back him? You can't even back your own mom when you're that cheating her. You can't even back. You can't back your own mom. You're trying to back a player. What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? Weird ass people. This club. It's so easy to get rattled. And look at this picture. I'm not gonna put my camera on because I've got so much to show you guys, but I'm just put my camera on. Um, Look at Ahmad. He's just chilling in his Brighton shirt. Nobody's losing his shit about that. Garnacho did that. See, players like Garnacho and Rashford, this is what I mean. These guys are superstars. They might not be world class players, but these guys are superstars. They get people talking. Anything they do, people talk. That's the nature of a superstar. People like Ahmad is working towards being a superstar, even though he might be older than Garnacho, but Ahmad is not a superstar yet. Because globally, he comes from a disadvantaged end. As you know, players coming from Africa, you have to be extra special to become a superstar in this part of the world. You have to be a Drogba. You have to be a Yaya Toure. You have to be a JJ Okocha, you know, to get to that to get the standard of Marcus Rashford, where he is now as a superstar. That's what you have to do, right? Rashford doesn't need to be as talented as JJ Okocha. He doesn't have to be as talented as Didier Drogba or what's the other guys now from Africa, Mohamed Salah. Um, yeah, Rashford doesn't need to be that because he comes from this other part of the world, right? Even though he's black, same as Ahmad, he doesn't have to work twice as hard as these guys do for him to be a superstar. Rashford just needs to show a glimpse of his talent for the press to start talking about him. Ahmad will have to work two, three times harder than Rashford. So there are layers to this shit. Trust me. And and it's the people that making us see these layers. Certain people, certain demographic making us see these layers. From where I'm sitting here, I'm looking at Ahmad. Ahmad is super talented. Ahmad should be a superstar. But if you put Ahmad's name and Rashford's name, Rashford's name is gonna go ahead of Ahmad anywhere. If you put Garnacho's name and Ahmad's name together, Garnacho's name is gonna go above Ahmad's name at any time. Because these guys, all they need to do is show a glimpse of their talent, to show a glimpse of how, you know, what they can sell, what they can market. That makes them global superstars. Ahmad can be a superstar, but Ahmad cannot sell as many jerseys as Rashford or Garnacho globally. Ahmad can only sell those jerseys, whether probably some of them in Manchester or most of them in Africa and purely West Africa, to be honest with you. Because Africa is quite big. Whilst Rashford will sell jerseys in Asia, Europe, Australia, Africa, Caribbean, the Americas, everywhere Rashford will sell jerseys. And he's still the biggest selling number 10 at Manchester United, right? Rashford's kit, even though he's not playing for the club, he's still selling more kit, more jerseys than any other footballer, including Bruno Fernandes. Garnacho comes close to him. I refuse to buy any shirt from United because my next shirt for my son has to be Rashford. So wherever he goes, I'm gonna buy him that shirt. Until Villa, I couldn't buy him. I hope he goes abroad because if he stays in England, I'm not gonna buy a Premier League shirt for him. But if he goes anywhere like Barcelona, I'll buy it, for my son. I'm not gonna wear it myself, but I'll buy it for Harris. Harris can wear it because Harris loves Rashford, and he does. The funny thing, he doesn't own a Rashford shirt because I'm still skeptic. I'm still waiting to see what's happening with him, and I'm gonna have to teach him to not listen to what people like United fan base is saying. Because people like that, there are plenty of them around us. We work with these kind of people in our daily jobs where they just hate the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, simply because of your demographic, simply because of how you look. I'm gonna teach him that at an early age. That you know what, when you grow up, you're gonna get people that is gonna look at you, go, I don't like your shoes, I don't like your hair. Can you cut your hair? No, you're not cutting your hair. You cut it when you want to, not because people don't like it, because you want to cut it and you want to fix it. And we've seen that at Manchester United, this fan base, they hate Rashford when he does a certain hairstyle. They go, oh, we don't like his haircut. Why did he dye his hair? I've had this undertones from people that I know personally. I've seen these people saying this shit, and now it's sounding so hot, you know, that they look at you. If you dye your hair a different color, they'll judge you. If you wear a certain brand, they'll judge you. If you go to certain places at a restaurant, they'll judge you. If you walk a certain way, they'll judge you. If you talk a certain way, they'll judge you, right? If you have manners, they'll judge you. If you're helpful to other people, they'll judge you. So literally, I'm gonna have to teach my son that. Can you see where you know what we have to deal with, with stuff like this? Like, you can't win. You just cannot win. They'll judge your hairstyle. They'll judge your clothes. They'll judge your shoes. They'll judge the food you eat. Judge the company you keep. They'll judge the women, you with. If you smile, they'll judge it. If you don't smile, they'll judge you. If you speak, if you speak certain type of way, they'll tell you don't like your tone. No matter how much charity that you do, you'll always be what they hate, what they see first before they see the guy that does the good stuff. And that's what's happening with people like Marcus Rashford. He's done so much good for the community where he's from, for the rest of the UK. Raised so much money for people, for poor kids, but they still see him first. You know what I mean? They see him first with the add R. That's what they see first before they see the good guy. You can never see past that. They look at that, they'll see the add R Rashford first, and then they go, "Oh yeah, it's a nice lad. He raises a lot of money. He does a lot of charity work." But beyond that, with behind closed doors, when they sit in their living rooms, talking, they'll be calling him the N words. Who does he think he is? I've heard it. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Who does he think he is? He walks around as if he owns the place. Who does he think he is? I don't like his tone. I don't like the way he speaks to me. Oh, I don't like the clothes he wears. Oh, he thinks he's got money. Oh, how can he afford that clothes? How can he afford those shoes? How can he? Bro, oh my. Jeez. Just shut the fuck up. You know? Shut up. What somebody wears doesn't make you clean, doesn't make you look good. What somebody eat don't make you shit. You know? What they say should not impact you. How they work should not stop you from stepping ahead or stepping behind them or after them. But your negativity just is killing you. It's killing the game. It's killing football. It's killing Manchester United. And that is one thing I'm gonna keep calling online on X. The people that I know, I've literally be calling people. I've literally be calling them racist. I know them personally. It's like if you don't like it, just fucking unfollow me. And if you keep talking, if you keep interfering with what I say, you know, I'm not gonna block you. I'm gonna keep talking my own shit. You talk your own. I'm not gonna go on your page and look at what you say. But if you drop some on my timeline, I'm gonna reply. Same thing. You're entitled to reply to mine. I don't have to respond to it. I can just scroll past it. And this is what I've been doing for people that I know. But like I said, some of the people I know personally, I can never sit and watch football with them again personally. I can never see past the tones, the undertones they've been using to describe certain players, certain black players, not every player, just black players. And now I can see, so this is how you feel. But I can see you trying to dress like that person as well, though. But you look absolutely ridiculous in those clothes. So make that make sense. I can never sit and watch football with these people again. I can never sit and talk football with these people again. Because the fact that I know this is how they feel about certain players. They think they're rappers, they think they're this, they think they're that. Like, what is wrong with being a rapper? Actually, what's wrong with being a rapper? Black people cannot even be rappers anymore. Like, they created a rap game. So Rashford cannot dress as a rapper? How does a rapper dress? Hmm? He thinks he's a rapper. Yes, he's got the money to buy the shitloads of things he wears, the chains, you know, the watches, whatever they wear. They've got the money for it. Why are you hating on him for that? Judge him by his football. Yes, he's been shit the past 2 seasons. Actually, a season and a half, because the rest of the season he still scored more goals than a lot of players at Manchester United. Yeah, judge his football. Don't judge him by his clothes. Don't judge him by the women he fucks. Just because you can't get your own fucking, I don't know. Be careful. Um, but we're gonna keep calling it. Let Garnacho rattle you. Let Ahmad rattle you. Let Rashford rattle you. I hope Rashford doesn't take a pay cut, by the way. I hope Sancho doesn't take a pay cut. I hope they all stick to their guns, write their contract out, get every penny out of you lot. I hope they get every penny out of you lot. I hope they don't take a pay cut. Stay around, stick around, train with the kids, don't care. You know, Rashford got 3 years left in his contract. That's about 45 million coming out of United's pocket and now yours, your pocket to pay them. Anyway, I've got to go. My kid is just waking up. You have a good night.